Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube, here to do a review of Benight and Beguile, Book 6, Chapter 9, Rise of the Wolf Moon. In the opening here, you have Dr. Nicholas Jordan talking to Dr. Ward, and because of Ashia who, on face of value to some people who don't know any better, it looked like she had left. But he sort of gets the suspicion that, one, Shia would not have left without telling me, telling the hospital. She's what he did that. And he notices how strange Gregory Rains has been acting. He also overheard a conversation between Gregory and Ashia concerning his mom and her child that she gave birth to. So Gregory rolls the dice here. Or sorry, not Gregory. Nicholas rolls the dice here. He tells Dr. Ward everything and why he suspects Gregory has a Shia. Dr. Ward believes him, Dr. Peter Ward, he believes him. So Nicholas gives Dr. Ward basically, a letter and to hide it from everyone. And, this letter proves, that Rains did some dirty shit, right? Keep in mind, this is the night of the werewolf, and this night isn't over yet either here. Really, it's just beginning. I will say this. It's just beginning more so in this chapter. In my view, for example, Father Ryan and Fatima Braga, who is Philip's mother, we found out. The werewolf pays the father and Fatima a visit. In a sense, and they heard it. They gave them quite a scare, and they know it was headed towards the festival that's going to celebrate the moon. So the question is, who and how many, right? Who's going to get it, and how many? Because we know the wolf took 2 fishermen. A werewolf can take more than that. We all know that. Could Gregory be one of those people? Could be. Speaking of Gregory, he has a Shia again tied up behind in a secret room of his. She tries to convince him that, hey, it's not too late. We could start over. We could just tell another lie, and this would work. And he's too far gone for that. He doesn't want to start over. He figures the best way to get rid of his problems really is to just get rid of her. Little does he know that Nick, now Dr. Ward know that he's very shady, and they're going to, at least Nick is going to try to save her. We'll see if he gets there. We have Christopher and Genevieve on the boat on the way from Liverpool, England to Welshport Island, and their plan is to drive Jacob crazy, completely drive him insane. Also, you can tell that Christopher is falling in love with Genevieve, I think. And again, there's a lot of things I like here too with these two. I really like how with Christopher he's wondering not just who he really is, but what his past really was. And I really like the tone and tempo of the character. Really, really well done. I love it. Every character here is well done, but I like what he's doing here with what John's doing here with this character because he's not just. It would be all too easy to just come out and say, "Oh, this is Dave." He hasn't said that. He's keeping it, close to his vest. He doesn't. We again, he looks like David, but his memory is a little. Again, he doesn't. There's things he doesn't know about his past. He himself, or he's trying to figure out. Christopher, I mean. With Charlotte, speaking of all, with Charlotte and Morgan almost have their first kiss with each other. That gets broken up by Mary, unbeknownst to her, I think. And Charlotte is realizing, Morgan and her did want to get away from the Lords, but Morgan, I think the one thing with Morgan is because and this sort of gives you a glimpse of the outside world compared to Welshport and an outsider who's not from Welshport, who's not used to the mysteries of it, and someone who is scared. And again, 15-year-old, you have every reason to be scared of something you just don't quite understand. Things you may have only heard in a story. And now you're finding out, okay, in the world you live in, these things are real depending on where you go. And that's something, Morgan was not expecting. Charlotte, here's Charlotte, who is the daughter of a witch in a sense, has these magical abilities, but very much likes Morgan for the person he is. But she also senses Morgan is a very worried person. I mean, and why wouldn't he be? She understands that fully. She has. I would say right now, Charlotte at her age is probably more mature than what her mother was at her age, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Um, I could be way wrong. um, so I mean, their goal is to find Sebastian, and it'll hopefully get a cure by using Sebastian. I think DNA, if I'm not mistaken, to cure Philip. What do I like, Miss? I like how again. I thought this was going to be the chapter of the bloodbath. I'm happy to say I was wrong because you're building toward that. You're building toward the massacre here. Um, so really, really well done, guys. Really interesting characters. I do wonder, what because in all intents and purposes, until we, I know different with reading the story, Christopher is an outsider. So how's he gonna feel about all these? He's up for scaring somebody, sure, but scaring somebody and encountering real life creatures is another matter. So we'll see what goes on there. And I sort of wonder, obviously Charlotte and Morgan's relationship is going to develop. Are they going to go find Sebastian? Are they going to talk to Evie? What's going to happen? Are they going to Are they going to cause something to sort of top on Jacqueline's favor by trying to find Sebastian? Who knows? Um, Link to Benight and Beguile, Book 6, Chapter 9, Rise of the Wolf Moon, is going to be in the description box. Go check this out, guys. Really, really good stuff. Bye bye.